Hey guys, it's Waifu here. Most of you probably know me for Magic the Gathering, maybe some Runeterra, mostly card games. Today, this video is going to be on something a little different. It's going to be over Path of Exile. The Delirium League just launched for Path, and one of my Magic the Gathering buddies, someone that's been watching the stream since I've been playing Path of Exile as well, back in Harbinger League and such, has offered to crowdfund the start of this private league that we're doing today. Like, it's going to start in like 12 hours. So there's not really too many modifiers for the league. It's just going to be no magic or rare items. And it doesn't really interrupt the league mechanic too much. The cluster jewels can drop as normal and you can craft them. And the whole idea behind this league is going to be like a smaller economy. Like, we're going to have 10 people, probably maybe 20 if the league gets big enough and we get more crowdfunding for it. It's just going to be very low to the ground. And if you kind of like the idea of, trading with people, bargaining, stuff like that, where, it's not really value for value. It's like what I could use and what you might need. And I have something that I crafted that didn't quite turn out for me. Maybe trade it to you. It has stats that you need and not that I need. Something like that, where everyone kind of helps each other out a little bit. Is what I'm going for with this. So things to note about this league: veiled items are going to be harder to come by. Alterations are going to be very important for crafting because you can't vendor rares or magic items for, alchemy shards or alteration shards. Like uniques for alks, sure. But things like essences that craft items up to a rare going to be worth more. And I think that Delirium League is going to be a fun league for that, because what I've seen with the loot pinata is you get a lot of essences and stuff too. So that should be really, really good. Should be awesome. So that's the basic premise. And it's not a normal league, so a normal filter is not going to really cut it, right? So that's what I'm going over primarily in this video, as well as introducing the league. That way there's a reference point for people wondering about what the league is about. So this is Filter Blade XYZ. I'll be putting the link down below. You probably know it if you know Path, but just in case you don't, it'll be there. So you have a couple different options here. Like, this option doesn't really matter, but this strictness can. I think putting this to uber strict and then filtering it from the bottom up, I think, is better, because then it won't have any of the rares or anything like that. It won't be as clunky for your filter. And you can do presets for like sounds and such. I'm probably going to be designing mine for like Slippery Gym just because it's easy and it's fun. And you can also set pretenses for like presets for currency size, all of this good stuff. So leveling, if you are leveling like I am with Spell Slinger, like Wander and such, I'm going to be, making my filter for this, for example. But if you're a caster, if you're like a normal caster, like Orb of Storms or something leveling, Wand's Dagger is going to be better for you, stuff like that. Recipes, all of this stuff you can toggle on and check it out. But I highly recommend checking this out, the presets first, and then you go into your actual thing. And the big thing to do here is cluster jewels. And this is greater than or equal to item level 82. You can see the signs. Rarity, this says less than or equal to rare. Now, for me, I'm paranoid, so I'm going to bring this down to normal anyway, because it's not going to show anyway. So I want the normal gems to show. So I don't think you need to make that slider, since less than is the one that points this way. It's going to be this way on your screen, though, because my camera's messed up. But just note that if it's this direction, then I'm not sure if you can really see it. But if it's that direction, if it's pointing the other way, then that's the less than sign. And that's what you want. Anything less than, that way, if it's less than rare, it's normal, it'll show up on your filter. That's important. So you can color these any way you want to. Same thing with Slackroom, like this is easy. Some stuff doesn't change with the filter. Elder items, they'll still drop. And same thing with Shaper. Anything with influence like Elder, Hunter, any of that stuff will drop. The handpicked bases, you can just disable these. These don't matter. They just won't show up anyway. And then what you want to do is like just make sure that you have your influenced items set up the way that you want. And I think that the jewels are already preset to show up as less than or equal to rare, so you're fine there. And of course, like this is the more important part, is leveling rares. You're not going to have rares, right? So you need bases. So you need to make sure like your item progression is good. So like if you're a wander, for example, you can do normal and then you can just do wands and then that'll pop up. And now you can just check all of these up for, you know, your thing. So you always drop the wands. And then if you need like, you know, a certain type of helmet, whatever else, a shield, etc., you just type it in and add stuff. Colors and links, same dealio here. You really want those, you know, 4 sockets, 4 links to pop up. So you just accept any sockets. You can do like blue, green, add this. Now these things will pop up and it'll have like it highlighted and stuff. And then rare, you know, it's not going to be rare, right? So it's going to be normal magic. So this can just be disabled. It's whatever, you know. So 4 links, normal magic gear, normal. It's just like you just set it up for your character that you want to level up with. Same thing with flasks and stuff. You mess with that. So, and then for the higher level stuff, you can go up here to crafting bases. This is primarily where you're going to have to do most of your footwork yourself. On top of uniques, like you can have more uniques pop up that you're more interested in. So those are endgame rares, maps, endgame, here we go, high level crafting. So like you can change these to whatever you want basically. Extreme values, like normal bases, non-rare. This is where the bulk of your shit's gonna be. This is it. This is where you want to be. The rares don't matter because they don't exist. So non-rares, you're just gonna customize this to have bases that you want or you think other people might want in the league. And we have a Discord for that. You can put up like, you know, hey, I'm looking for like, you know, opals with this item level. I'm willing to trade this or this. Like it'll all be there. So you just make sure that the item level is appropriate for you. And you can even set up different rules and stuff like item level 84. You know, you can disable this eventually once it gets to be tedious, or low level tier 1. Like, you know, 60 to 83. Eventually, like you just change this to disable, you know what I mean, in your filter once you actually get there. Just really easy ways, but that's mainly, so the most important things are normal bases here, and then making sure that, you know, your cluster jewels show up the way that you want them to, and maybe slide this down to normal if you're paranoid or not. I'm usually not, but an item level, you probably want to slide that down or whatever. You can have the other ones pop up a little bit of a different color. That's the basics. And like all of this, if you're just not familiar with item filters in general, you can customize the colors. You can make them have beams and stuff, stars, circles, whatever you want. Personally, I like going into here and going, you have to have a clean filter. So everything I just did there, we're just going to delete it because so you can do presets, and then you can do like the slippery gem one here. Like, check this out. Where is it at? Sweet. So like, you know, now all of your sounds will be that in your whole package, and all of this will be max currency level. And like, let's say I'm a spell slinger. Okay, apply. So now all of the filters here, strictness from soft to regular, will be like that. And then I can customize them to be like, okay, this is my normal one. I don't want to show this currency, that currency. There's a lot you can do with it. You can spend like hours on this. I'm probably going to spend the next hour customizing my filter. But all of that being said, aside from veiled mods being a little harder to come by, you have to get them from Katarina or from like a bargaining, like when you do betrayal stuff, you'll have to be like, hey, drop me that veiled item because that's worth a lot right now. So, and then aside from that, like just, you know, having essences and stuff to craft with instead. It's just going to be a different type of economy, and I'm really looking forward to it. I'm really happy with the mod that I chose out, or that we kind of settled on. And if you guys are interested in the league, you can just stop by my stream. You can stop by Discord. There'll be links everywhere down below in the video. And I appreciate you guys checking out the video, and I will see you guys maybe in the league or maybe during the stream. Here we go.